Today we're making an outdoor sectional sofa. It's an easy DIY project that also doubles as a daybed. The frame is built from a combination of 2x6s, 2x8s, and a couple of 4x8s. But this design could be easily modified to be all made from 2x lumber. The sectional sofa is going up against a wall, which is why we elected for an asymmetrical design. The corner is defined by two panels made out of 2x6s. The base that I'm going to use has 2x8s and a 4x8, but you could use two 4x8s instead. The square made out of 2x8s just gives the seat boards a little more support. I'm using cedar decking for the side panels and the seat supports. I'm doing all the cuts with my circular saw, guided by the Kreg portable crosscut. 4x8s are a little bit trickier to cut with a circular saw since you need to make two passes. After making the first cut, I then trace pencil lines all the way around using the Kreg portable crosscut, and then cut through from the other side. After giving all the pieces a light sanding, I started putting in pocket holes so that I can panelize the 2x6s into the backrest and side panel. I really like the Kreg 720 Pro pocket hole jig, but they make a more affordable option as well, and I'll link to that in the description. I really like pocket holes for connecting 2x lumber into panels. I can just use clamps to hold the pieces in place and then drive outdoor screws to connect the 2x6s. Wood glue, even if it's waterproof, doesn't hold up that great in the outdoors, so this is one of my favorite ways to panelize lumber. Cedar decking is a joy to work with on these types of projects. It tends to be a lot straighter than structural lumber from Home Depot, but I have done these designs with the cheap stuff as well, and that's why I tend to keep these panels kind of short and go with more of an asymmetrical design, which provides a high-end aesthetic, but also reduces the error rate for non-perfect wood. The longer you make the panels, the more gaps you'll get if your boards aren't perfectly straight. The pocket holes are going to be in the inside and mostly covered up by the cushions, but I still put in some glue and then some dowels to cover up the holes. I just flush trimmed these with my Japanese pull saw. You can also use wood putty if you don't want to glue in dowels and then trim them. This sofa could be made with all 4x8s for support, but 2x8s tend to be more cost effective. So I put pocket holes in those pieces and made a squarish frame to connect the side panels and serve as a structural support for the seat boards. 2x8 lumber from Home Depot can be pretty warped, and as you can see here, these pieces weren't exactly cooperating. So all I did was just not screw them in so tight. I'll tighten up the screws later once I have the seat boards on so that everything stays square. I don't want to assemble this piece out of square and have that sending the seat boards all at different angles. Now the panels are done, I can put pocket holes on the ends of one of the panels so that I can screw the two panels to each other to make sort of an L shape. I gave the panels a final sanding and then stained them with a Cabot bleaching stain. This will help match the cedar to the fir, and it gives the wood a nice driftwood gray color. This was a product I spec'd a lot in my architecture days, and it does a really good job of giving you a look of natural sun-faded wood, but in a much more predictable fashion. I used the pocket holes to attach the two side panels, and then I screwed an additional support to the squarish frame. Now I didn't put the 2x8s too close to the edges because I didn't want the ends to crack, so I just had to add this extra scrap piece in, just so I had solid wood to attach the base to the short side panel. I did have to use some 4-inch long lag screws though, so that I could go all the way through the support and into the side panel. I tightened up the pocket hole screws on the base support just a little, but I still was careful not to pull it too much out of level. Now I can start screwing in the seat supports, and I just use evenly spaced stainless steel screws. I pre-drilled the holes though, because stainless steel screws can be a little bit soft. I screwed the seat boards to both sides of the square base, and I just kept checking every once in a while to make sure my spacing was consistent. The ottoman platform is as simple as it gets. It's just two pieces of 4x8 and some 2x6s screwed to the top. This is super basic woodworking. I could have added a side panel to this one as well, but I want the flexibility of keeping it real easy to move. DIY sofa bases like this are relatively straightforward. The challenge becomes in sourcing cushions. Now I have made my own cushions before, and I'll put a link to those videos in the description below. I've also purchased affordable cushions from Walmart and Home Depot. This time, however, I ordered custom cushions from cushionsource.com. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but the quality is excellent and they can make them custom to whatever sizes and thicknesses you want. This is a prototype for the outdoor sofas at my new hotel, and we are looking into sourcing cushions from an overseas manufacturer. And since we'll be purchasing enough cushions for about 30 sofas, it's going to be about half the price of Cushion Source. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks. Bye.